The outrage on social media was largely driven by contents of Executive Instrument 144 that had gone viral. The Executive Instrument declared that 5 portions of the Achimota Forest would no longer be considered a reserve. Many of the critics were concerned as to whether the decision meant developments could be made on the Achimota Forest. Vice President of Imani Africa, Bright Simmons, for instance, in a Twitter post, highlighted that while the AMA is yet to make $20,000 in a year, for the 10 years since the park was made an eco park, the government seeks to release it for development to real estate developers. Section 2 of the Executive Instrument directs the District Land Use and Spatial Planning Authority, with jurisdiction over the matter, thus the Okaikwe North Municipal Assembly, to within 3 months after the forest reserve has been declassified, to present a master plan for development of the land to the Minister of Lands and Natural Resources. The EI came into effect in May 1 this year, hence the plan is expected to be ready by August. For a number of critics, this was an indication of government's resolve to develop the forest. They queried the rationale behind government's plan to embark on the second edition of the Green Ghana project, while steps are being taken to destroy an already preserved forest in the capital. At Perez Ewenam on Twitter stated that the Achimota Forest needs conservation and not reclassification. All portions must be conserved. The president should have been interested in using his powers to conserve more areas rather. At McBride 2 tweeted that government of Ghana claims to be embarking on the Green Ghana project to sustain the vegetation, yet the same government has declared Achimota Forest as no longer a forest. At Bright Kelly 2 claims the political ball game has started over the Achimota Forest Reserve. Do we even care about global warming? But we attend global warming conferences and take per diem and other allowances. In the executive instrument declassifying the over 361-acre portion of the Achimota Forest Reserve, Section 3 states that no person shall take possession of or carry out any physical development on the said land without prior approval of the Minister of Lands acting on the recommendation of the Forest Commission. The instrument further instructed that any development on the land should be in the master plan to be developed by the assemblies. For some Ghanaians, however, this was a step by the government to use natural resources for present good without recourse to future generations. Proponents of this opinion cited the Sino-Hydro deal, securitization of some statutory funds, and proposed the Japa royalties minerals deals as examples to buttress their point. Bukari Kuro on Facebook argued that the president and vice president have mortgaged almost every statutory fund to borrow against the future of this generation and the generations yet unborn, including the obnoxious e-levy, and has gone ahead to make it possible to sell the protected Achimota Forest Reserve's lands with no capital projects to accrue capital to offset the debts he has piled. Meanwhile, some social media users made strong case against the stated claims above. For instance, Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, before holding a press conference on the matter, clarified that Achimota Forest is not and will not be sold. Kofi Ofosu Nkansa, who is the Chief Executive Officer of the National Entrepreneurship and Innovation Program, clarified that the Achimota Forest is being used for ecotourism park.